If you are prone to seizures, please watch with caution. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be practicing some realistic type painting / drawing on my tablet because I really want to get better at drawing more realistically. So I found this picture of these very pretty lips on Google and I use them as my reference. So the reason for the seizure warning in the beginning is because I do this flashing thing, which you just saw, that flashes back and forth very fast, and I'm also, like it said in the the words that I put on the screen, I don't know what really causes seizures, so if there is any sort of even almost kind of a way for this to, you know, allow for seizure activity, that's why I wanted to put it in the beginning, because I don't want anyone getting hurt or anything like that. So this one took me about 2 hours to do, and I'm using a textured brush instead of just using something like smooth like I did for the Raven painting. I'm actually using something more textured, and it seemed to have worked a lot better because if you see skin, it's not exactly smooth, it's very, you know, textured. So I did use a textured brush, which I think worked very well. There was, in some points, I was using like the blur tool and some more smoothing or smoother brushes instead, and I did work, like I said, about 2 hours, or if I did say it, I can't even remember if I did. I worked about 2 hours on this, and I do think it came out pretty good. So you'll see me flipping back and forth a lot, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I think with flipping back and forth, it really helped me to get this down. I work on the nose for quite a while here. Just because noses in general are just very hard for me to get down and get correct. I think noses are very weird. So it's kind of like hands and feet. They're just weird. So I was really trying to get this down. So while I'm doing this, I actually end up shrinking the left side, the side that or technically the right side, the side that I'm working on right now, and technically it wasn't even that side that needed to be shrunk, it was the other side, but I decided to shrink that side because I guess I wasn't really paying attention. Now that it's you know, faster and I'm really watching, I can see where the actual problems were. When I was doing it, it was pretty slow, you know, because this is at about 5.5 speed. And so it was a little bit, so flipping back and forth, I didn't see as much as I see now, because like I can look at this and be like, oh, that was wrong, or oh, this is wrong. So technically the right side of the nose is in the correct area. It's this side of the nose that is a little too, I guess, big. And the reason why I thought it was too big is because the, what do you call that, the bridge of the nose is too thick, I guess. So really I could have just moved the left side of the nose over and it would have been fine. But I moved the right side, it's not that big of a deal. I still think it comes out very nice. But there is a lot of blending involved, and I really, really like how this came out. I don't do realistic stuff very often. If I do, it's in charcoal, black and white. It's a lot easier for me to work with. So doing this and making it look quite good, I think it came out good. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. I just, you know, I think it came out very good, and I'm very happy with how it came out. So for that, I just, you know, I'm very happy with this. So here I actually try to use the smooth brush and just realize that it's not working as much as I want it to, so I do turn back to the texture brush. And I just got these brushes off of DeviantArt. It's like, there's like a, if you look up paint tool side brushes, anyway, sorry. If you look up paint tool side brushes, they are there. It's like 25 free brushes or something like that, and I got like the top, I think 5, because the rest of them aren't actually free. And so I put those in and used their, what do you call it? Like their settings, their brush settings, and I think this came out awesome. I like this brush. It works very well. I do some, I said do. Sorry. I do some shading and everything like that around the face a little bit more, using the reference. And so now I think the nose is pretty good. I think I did that. And I actually I messed with the lips a lot. I cut out a lot of messing around with the lips. And I still do mess around with them a little bit here while trying to get the teeth in order, I guess. I actually don't do the teeth here for a while. This is honestly just like blocking out where the open mouth is going to be. And doing the back and forth really helps me to see what I'm missing, where I'm missing it. And as long as I have that at the same angle and the same zoomed in or zoomed out, I can really see what I'm missing and what's wrong with what here. So I think I end up moving the lips up a little bit because I feel like they're too far down, and I do cut the canvas. If I didn't do that already, I don't think I did. But I do move the lips up, I fix the shading, and I do cut the canvas a little bit so it makes more sense. If you noticed at the beginning, I did collect a lot of the colors. Oh, there I did. I cut the canvas. I did collect a lot of colors from the original piece, so I have them. I am still trying to get that shadow underneath because I guess it's very weird to see that dark of a shadow under a lip. So I actually, even now, I still had it very light compared to theirs, or to her real lips, because it's pretty much black underneath. And after I'm done recording, I do end up going back and darkening it even more, and just giving the face some shadow and highlights. And there's like a point in time in every picture, photo, whatever it's called, like the ugly state, or the, it's ugly until, you finally tune it and render it and everything. This piece had a very long ugly state, and I think mostly it's just because the lips are completely naked, just this red, no sort of dimension or anything, and also there's no teeth, so I just think it looks really ugly just because of that. But once I get the teeth in, it starts to really look good, but it takes me a long time to get the teeth in. And I won't lie, I did have some trouble blending out the colors, just because using this brush with the red already underneath, it's a very blendable brush, so it's already blending in that red color underneath, so I had to go over those colors several times just in order to get the actual color out. And there's a lot of depth in the lips, and for a while I didn't actually do any of the depth. I was just doing the basic shading and the coloring and the blending of the colors, so it actually took me a while to get them correct, I guess you could say, to put in more highlights, to put in, how lips have natural cracks and like natural wrinkles and stuff like that. So it actually took me a while. After shading it all, doing the upper lip and everything, is when I decide, okay, there needs to be a little bit more something here. It doesn't look realistic enough. It still looked very flat and very bland, even though I had the shading and everything on it. So it actually took me a while to finally, you know, like the lips and like that the cohesiveness of the entire piece together, because it took a while. I didn't really like how it looked. And sometimes I even put in colors that weren't even there, like that deeper red on the like the inner and the outer parts. I guess it's more on the outer, but on the inner there isn't that deeper red color that I put there. So I end up like blending it out and stuff. I actually had a lot of fun doing these colors on the lips because, you know, it's not a normal thing to see. You see red lips, you see pink lips, you see even neutral or brown lips. You don't see multicolor lips a lot. I do love, you know, multicolor lipstick. I have over 100 lipsticks, you know, sitting next to me here. I love color. I love color lipstick. I love black lipstick. I love white lipstick. I love it all, except for yellow. Yellow is not my color. I do not like yellow. No, no to yellow. I'm actually using the blur tool to blend it out a little bit more because I felt like it wasn't blended enough, and then this is where I get rid of the darkness of the red. And then I use a brush that I called Tint. It's not actually called Tint, I called it Tint. And I did the shade underneath the lip and inside the lip, and here I am starting on the top, so it's just the same kind of overall. So it's that magenta-y pink, that violet purple, and then that like indigo deep blue. I didn't have as much trouble with the top lip, and I think that's just because I had the bottom lip that I practiced on, and then I got the top lip to look pretty good within right away. So here I am putting a little bit of detail in the top lip because I realized that they're still pretty flat even though I have that dimension on them. So I do go in with a little bit of a darker color. I think I'm actually using like a very, very dark purple. Oh yeah, up there in the top left you can see on my color wheel. In order to put some of that in there. And putting some normal cracks and, I guess, wrinkles into it. And then, of course, going to be blending it out. Using a little bit of the blur tool. Liking how it's looking so far. I do find, you know, a good brush in order to put in the highlights, which I think really which I think really brings out the lip. I made it a lot longer and I end up like shrinking it down and putting it back into the right place. You can barely see a difference besides the fact that there's teeth and a little bit more pizzazz in the original. This is actually really fun to do, is the highlights. This is where I shrink it down. And and I like that placement. And then I start putting in highlights all over the lip with each color, so pink, the blue, the purple. And while doing this, I completely forgot that I had the white on a separate layer, so I was like, oh, don't go over the white, and then I was like, oh wait, I can't anyway. Doing the same, of course, to the top lip. Blurring that out. So then I find a nice brush and a nice texture that allows the entire lip to look glossy and look, you know, spotted like it originally does. And then I do add some extra spots afterwards to give it a little bit more pizzazz, some shine. And I do put it on luminosity. I of course don't follow this perfectly. I put it where I like it, or as much as I want, or as much as I like, and I blur them out so they're not so in your face. Kinda looks like Galaxy right now, doesn't it? Interesting. And finally, to start on the teeth. So now, while you're, you know, in a picture or whatever, teeth are never pure white, which I know, which I knew. So I instantly started with a gray, which looks a little weird until I get like the background mouth color, the black and the red in there. So it looks a little wonky, but if you really look at pictures and stuff, your teeth are never pure white. I'm using browns and purples for shading, because it kind of reflects the color of what you have on your mouth. And of course, blurring that out. Fixing up them teethers. And I start putting the red on the wrong side and blurring that out. And I'm just about done here, just fixing up some of the shading, and we're pretty much good. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, I learned a lot doing this. I'm probably going to do an eyeball at some point, just to have everything, you know, I want to try to do everything, and, you know, I really want to learn how to do a painterly style and make it realistic. So, just fixing up the mouth here. I made the mouth a little bit bigger so the teeth can be a little bit shorter. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. I really didn't know what to make this week, because I have 2 dolls in the making right now that are still in the making. I've been set back a little bit, and stuff like that. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. Why don't you, you know, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know the next time that I upload, and yeah. So, oh, and by the way, what you just saw there was me texturing, giving texture by using the texture on just the skin, so it looked more like pores. So yeah, but I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!